think the biggest change, is this working?
Yep.
Yes.
I think the biggest change is just communication with one another. A long time ago when we first started, we used to judge our day by the number of FedEx packages we sent at the end of the day, because we'd have to have FedEx camera-ready art with the purchase order. So we'd end a day, we'd say, oh, the stack was this big, or oh, it was really thin. Now it's you just don't have that. It's communication. People access one another very quickly, and it's just sped up business, and it makes it a lot easier to do business with customers, a lot easier to communicate, but it also has changed the landscape a lot, because now, you know, you don't get on a plane. You used to get on a plane and be out of contact for 3 to 5 hours, or however long the plane is. Now you're constantly in touch with everyone. So I think it's sped up business. So I think it's been good for the business world, but I also think that's been a big change with you know, communicating with your employees, communicating with customers, communicating with one another. So I think that's just the biggest change that I've seen, is the pace of our business. And you know, it's sped up a lot, and this business isn't slowing down, because people want things faster, they want it quicker, they want it cheaper, they want it better, they want everything. So I don't think it's going to slow down, and we have to use technology to our advantage to use that.
Fantastic. Trina.
So I would agree with that. I'm probably the rookie because I've only been in the industry almost 8 years, so I think that makes me still a newbie. But even from 7 or 8 years ago, just the pace of, it used to be okay to deliver in 5 to 10 days, and now if you don't deliver in 1 to 3 days, you're out of the market. So I think our customers are a lot more demanding. The end user customer wants it now. They want it early. They want to make sure it's done right. And that whole pace and speed, you know, changes everything in the business. It means we need to be more efficient. We need to have the right machinery to make sure that we can get those orders out on time and decorated right. So it changes everything. So I would agree with that the pace.
Salem.
Yeah, for us, I think, you know, I'll date myself, but you know, we used to get excited at the fax machine when orders would get faxed in, right? We're like, oh, it's gonna be a great day. And so, you know, I definitely agree with the pace of everything. And I think you know, one of the challenges now too is it seems like business comes all at once. So you really have to be adept at, you know, being able to ramp up quickly and ramp down quickly when needed. And I think, you know, you layer that in with hiring challenges. You know, I don't think any time in my tenure in this industry has it been as challenging to hire personnel, you know, and employees, and keep them and retain them and things like that. So I think that, you know, those are the new sets of challenges that we're juggling as a company.
Jason.
Yeah, if it's okay, I'm gonna do 2 because they just popped in my head. So I think 1 is sustainability. You know, we know that's just becoming more and more important. And even just from a product, you know, supply chain perspective, it's changed significantly over the past couple of years. Right? The price has gone down. It's easier to find, and there's just more transparency, you know, throughout. And the other part of this is, you know, it's more long term, but you know, AI is definitely going to change a lot, whether we like it or not. It's coming. I mean, it's starting to be here, and I think that those who stay ahead of it and just figure out, you know, what are your challenges, what are your pain points, and how do you leverage this to just become more efficient, while, you know, it's not a replacement for any of your team members or personnel, right? It's, you know, really working it for our advantage. So I think, you know, in 10 years from now, it's going to be more and more important for everyone.
Mike.
So when I started at GEM, which was notably quite a while ago, we were a large screen print house with a little bit of embroidery. And today, as we start to digitize the business, or it's been an advent over the last 10 years, I've had lots of other decos, you know, whether it's laser and all kinds of digital things that are taking place. So screen print is slowly but surely moving to the side, and new technologies are moving in. I think the thought of AI is probably a big one that should be on everybody's mind. We're certainly thinking about it. You know of Moore's Law, things are going to continue to rapidly advance. And I think that's probably going to be the biggest change in the industry as a whole. It'll affect communication, the way we physically do the operations, and just virtually about everything that we touch.
David.
You know, I know timing was mentioned a few times, but it's not just timing with product, which we happen to now have most of our products available on 24-hour service. It's also timing on communications. And I can tell you that some customers email me. If I don't get back to them in an hour, I'll receive a call. I think this industry right now, your clients are expecting some immediacy in a response. I mean, there have been times that some of our customer service team has gotten a request for a quote. They've gotten back to the customer in 3 hours. Order's already been sent to another supplier. And we've had to institute different types of processes so that we can get back to you, the distributor, with some immediacy, so that you can get back to the client with some immediacy. With all the efficiencies that computers and AI have brought, there's expectations by the clients that there'll be immediacy in responses, in ideas, in quotes, and we've set ourselves up to support you with those kind of expectations.
Ben.
I think communication, pretty much what everybody else has said is true. I know for me, when I started in this 17 years ago, it was, between 8:30 and 5, you'd get emails or phone calls or whatever, and that would be that for the day. Now it's 24/7. I have customers emailing me at all hours of the day. In fact, this morning I woke up to an order that my customer emailed me at 1:30 in the morning. Obviously I was asleep, so I'm not going to do anything with that, but it's just that. I know, good way to wake up with a nice order. I can't complain about that. But it's just that idea of, if they have an idea in the middle of the night, they're not sleeping, we get an email. And the other thing for my business is, as I'm sure a lot of you, is retail brands are just, even in the last 5, even 7 years, it's just gone crazy. I used to offer good, better, best to a lot of customers, but now they come to me, we want North Face, we want whatever the brand may be, and I think that's just, I'm seeing that more and more, and I saw that a lot during COVID, I personally thought that would kind of go away and people would start looking at pricing a little bit more coming out of COVID. Well, I was dead wrong on that one. I don't get requests much anymore for, hey, give me a good, better, best. It's we want this and this is what we want to spend. So sometimes it's not name brand, but I feel like clients or the end users are more in tune with what they want. Whereas when I first started, it was like, we want to spend this, but we don't really know what we want. Now it's just, they know what they want, and then you got to find it. But no, retail brands too, it's always something, and price doesn't seem to bother people sometimes, which as a distributor is nice, but at the same time, it would be nice to also just sell a quick, easy, non-retail brand order. A lot less stress for the decorators. But you gotta service the client, and if that's what the client wants, that's what you gotta offer. So.
Yep.